Hey guys, we are here at 51st and Broadway in New York City, about to walk over to see Oklahoma. Now this is a revival, and you know, I grew up watching the show. I grew up seeing the songs in the car on road trips. You not so much.
Yeah, I did not. So we're really excited to go see the show. I've never seen the show before.
So Oklahoma originally opened on Broadway in 1943 at the St. James Theater. It's been revived 4 times now here in New York City, but it's also been in London on the West End. It's been all over the world in countless high school productions everywhere.
Definitely. So there's a movie of this show, as well as kind of a recording of the West End production from 1998 that had Hugh Jackman in it.
Love him. Oklahoma has won Tony Awards, several Olivier Awards, even a Pulitzer Prize, and countless gold stars from parents all over the world.
Gold star! This show, along with other Rodgers and Hammerstein work, has actually been said that they kind of really helped shape the modern musical the way that it is today. Kind of that book-based musical, where the musical numbers are kind of intertwined into the story and it's kind of told throughout. You know, kind of what you just think of a modern musical wasn't always there, and this show, along with many of their other works, really shaped that.
You know, and there's such a key part of Broadway history that now, like the Richard Rodgers, where Hamilton is playing now, that's the same guy.
Right, and just so many other like pop culture references. This music from this show, as well as their other shows, have really been intertwined into our pop culture. Countless different recordings of their music and the songs from this show. I mean, all over the world, really.
Yeah.
The text from this is exactly the same as it's always been. Yet they found kind of this like dark undertone or whatever to be able to tell the story. And it's funny, every time they say it's been reimagined, they've also add that with a dark undertone with it as well. So it'll be interesting to see what this is like.
All right, so this show just got 8 different Tony nominations, and that's a really big haul for a show.
Yeah, definitely. Leading actor, a couple for supporting actresses, and also scenic design, sound design, orchestration, and direction. So quite a bit. I mean, the list goes on and on and on here. So pretty cool to see this show, you know, reimagined and brought back to life after all these years and taking home all those noms.
I'm curious to go see, you know, with that many Tony nominations, there's got to be something to it. So
yeah, there's definitely something going on in the circle and the square. So we're gonna go check it out.
We just made it to our seat here in the Circle and Square to see some Oklahoma.
Holy cow, this theater is completely different than last time I was here.
So we were here for Once on This Island before, and it's a whole different world. I mean, as it should be, but pretty cool. We are sitting on the floor, like literally
chili right next to me.
On the stage with a nice crock pot of chili.
Apparently we're going to be served that at intermission. We'll see.
Here we go.
Let's just start with wow.
Seriously.
When they said this remake was dark and brilliant, they meant it.
I think my favorite part was in the bathroom afterwards. There was these little old ladies and they said, I thought the movie was happy.
I swear this was happy. Anyway, so let's jump into it. What was your number 1?
I absolutely loved Ali Stroker. She plays Ado Annie, which is a completely fun character in general in the show, but holy cow, her voice, how powerful it is. Like, you could hear her, like, from the back row, like, no matter where you were, it just was super strong. And the other thing I love about her, you know, she's actually in a wheelchair, and, you know, she doesn't let anything hold her back. I think it said that in her bio, and the fact that she has been on Broadway now, this is her, I think, 2nd show. We saw her in Spring Awakening as well, but, man, she really made an impact on this show. She was nominated for a Tony, and I think she deserved every bit of it.
That girl's gonna win. No, but she was wonderful, so she just really added to it. I think for my first one, I want to talk about the set. The set was not just pieces that moved on the stage, but it extended beyond to the entire theater. When you walk into this theater, it's just like floor to ceiling, this birch light colored wood, and it just kind of really sets you in the environment. It's just really neat. The set is very, very minimal and very basic, but they do so much with that. And I think when the set is like that, it really relies heavily on, you know, the actors to really carry the show, and they absolutely carried the show.
Totally.
What was number 2 for you?
For me, you know, I always love a guy with a guitar. Shocker, but Damon, he played Hurley, and he walks around with a guitar, and he has just a voice that, wow, like, I have a new crush. Sorry, Bobby, you know. He was nominated.
I had the same crush, it's fine.
He was nominated for a Tony as well. And he was a very different Curly for me. Like I watched the movie version with Hugh Jackman, and everybody knows he's a big personality. And this guy, like, he was just a cowboy who owned the stage, and I really enjoyed him. We got to talk to him after the show, and he was just so meek and humble.
Yep.
He was great.
So much fun to watch him, and to add to that, his voice was just, I don't know, we've been to a lot of shows, and I've never heard a voice like his, and it was just really refined and clean and just kind of effortless.
So
I really
unique.
liked it.
Yeah.
So much fun. So I would definitely say that my number 2 for the show would be the orchestrations. I really loved what they did with the music in this. This music has been translated and heard all over the world in different ways and changed and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But they found a way to do something new and unique and awesome with it. And I don't know much about it before, but I loved that this was the first time I got to hear and feel this music in this way. I really loved the orchestrations and the music.
I completely agree. It was so weird, you picture Rodgers and Hammerstein with orchestra, but there was some orchestra, but then it had like a rock guitar going on top of it. It was very, very cool new take.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to see that and to hear that and to ultimately feel it too. This music is modernized and very heartfelt and wonderful, so I really love that. What would you say our opportunity is?
It's not a big shocker. It's the opportunity for every single version of Oklahoma I've ever seen. There's always like this 15-minute long production number that is like typically the ballet. Kudos to this production because they modernized it, and it is a modern dance, but it still is this weird, it sticks out like a sore thumb, like it just kind of stops the story. I actually really enjoyed the dance. Like, I thought the dancer was great, and they did some really cool thing with the stage. Like, there was so many cool things to look at, but to me, it kind of just stops the story, and you don't really know what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe that. That's definitely my opportunity for the show as well. I had no idea, never seen the show before, but it's just stuck out like a sore thumb. And they did, like you said, they did some really great things with it and made it interesting and fun to watch. But to me, it was almost like the show started, we had intermission, then we had this interesting dance break for a minute, and then we went back to the show. So it was really strange for me. There were some tie-in to the show, a couple other things that I'm not sure how they've done it in previous versions, but that part was just a little strange. But yeah, I'd definitely say that was my opportunity if I had to choose one.
Yeah, but overall, this was an amazing production. I kind of came in with pretty low expectations because I'll be honest, this really isn't my favorite show in general in the history of musicals, but they completely kind of changed the way I looked at it, and I always think that's a win.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, I'd never seen it before, so this will be the way I look at it going forward. So I just really like what they've done with it. I really like the environment that they created. I really like the overall feel of it. It was really rich and full of continuity, and everything kind of blended in one into the next. And there was some technology in this show, which you wouldn't necessarily think of when you think of Oklahoma. They used it really well. Some projections, actually a live camera on the stage for a couple pieces of the show as well, which I never thought that's what we would be seeing when we came to see, but they use it in such a unique way and in such a fun way. It was really thought through, but it was also just kind of a basic camera trick that they really used to enhance the story, and I really loved that. So.
The other thing I loved about this show, anytime I could get a chance to step onto a Broadway stage, I just love it. And at intermission of this show, they actually let the whole crowd come down onto the stage and they serve you a little cup of chili and cornbread. And I thought that was so cool.
Just kind of
I was hungry.
The cherry on top of things. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But just such a wonderful environment, such a great way to reimagine this show. And I can't say enough good things about it. This is how Oklahoma will be remembered for me going forward. So
we're seeing Oklahoma is up against Kiss Me Kate for Best New Revival for the Tony Awards. We're seeing that show later this week, so it'll be interesting to kind of put those up next to each other to see who we think might win that Tony.
Yeah, it definitely will. I don't know much about Kiss Me Kate either. I've never seen that one either, and so far Oklahoma is definitely the front runner, and hands down is going to take the Tony something for that. So
definitely,
we'll see. But yeah, we had a lot of fun here at the Circle in the Square. We're going to check out some more shows. Next up tonight, we're going to head to Kill a Mockingbird. Excited to bring you more about that. We'll see you in the next one.